I'm the Reverend Joe Evans. I'm married to Sarah Evans, and we have two daughters, Lily, who is 13, and Cece, who is 11. I'm the son of George and Kathy Evans, who moved out here to Marietta when I was 8 years old. And here I attended Marietta City Schools along with my sister Elizabeth and my brother Justin. And I'm very thankful to be a resident of Marietta, Georgia. I'm grateful for the opportunity to return to my hometown and now serve this church that I grew up in as the senior pastor. I graduated from Marietta High School in 1998, and since high school graduation I went to Presbyterian College, which is in Clinton, South Carolina. Then that's where I met my wife Sarah. We have been married. We were married in 2002, so we just celebrated our 20th anniversary last November. And the seminary I attended is in Decatur, Georgia, Columbia Theological Seminary. After Columbia Seminary, the first church where I served is in Lilburn, Georgia. I served the Good Shepherd Presbyterian Church. Then we moved to Columbia, Tennessee, south of Nashville. And in 2017, the First Presbyterian Church of Marietta, Georgia, called me on the phone and said, we need a new pastor. Would you be interested in interviewing? And honestly, I kind of just thought that had to be a joke, because how could it be that the church I grew up in would be calling me to interview for this position? But thanks be to God, here we are. I've been the senior pastor of First Presbyterian Church since 2017, and our daughters first attended Westside Elementary School, then Cece went to MCAA, which is the Marietta Center for Advanced Academics. She's now in 6th grade at the 6th grade academy. Our daughter Lily, we just went to high school orientation last night. She is going to be a 9th grader at Marietta High School in the fall. My wife Sarah works for the Marietta City School System, where she helps the school system build relationships with other organizations in the community. What is such a tremendous gift to me is that we're now in a position where our daughters are benefiting from this great community, and where my wife Sarah is a part of making our school system stronger. And I'm truly honored and blessed to be a part of serving the community through the ministry of First Presbyterian Church, which has been such a cornerstone, such a pillar in the Marietta community for nearly 200 years. I'm just very proud of the legacy of this church, and especially what we're a part of doing now. The accomplishments that I'm the most proud of: in 1998, graduating class of Marietta High School, I was voted wittiest of the class. I think Shakira Cook was voted most athletic, but I was voted wittiest, and that's still up there as far as career accomplishments. Our congregation, since in 2016, we really hit a low point. We were very much in a place of needing to rebuild and revitalize. Since then, every year, worship attendance has increased, our church has gotten stronger, and we have been named Best Place to Worship in Cobb County now for 5 years in a row. So that's a tremendous accomplishment in my mind, because this church was so close. This church was so devastated in 2016. And truly, what we know from coming out of the pandemic is that about 1 in 3 churches, a full 33% of churches in this country, either did close and will not reopen, or will close as a result of the pandemic. So to be a part of a church that's not only still here, but that is growing and whose impact on the community is increasing is probably what I'm most proud of. Challenges for the future. The challenges are real. Old pastors will talk about 50 years ago, when everybody knew, everybody pretty much was going to join a church and go to church on Sunday. We are in a new place where the church has to say again, here we are, and this is what we do. We are the antidote to isolation. A church is a place where those who are lonely, who are looking for connection, can come and be connected to other people. So just the great challenge in my mind as a religious leader is that today the church has to say again, here's what we're about, and we have to respond to the needs that people have. The greatest challenge in my mind is how do we get the doors open and invite people in to this place of warmth and transformation. Since the pandemic started, we were approached by the Marietta City School System. Marietta City Schools had been receiving and distributing food through the Atlanta Food Bank. When the school system broke for summer and they couldn't use the school buses to distribute the food, Kim Blass called us and asked if we would be interested in accepting the donation and distributing the food. Well, we were interested, and we were interested for a couple reasons. One, because our congregation was becoming aware of the need in the community. But two, we were just looking so there were folks anxious to get out and to do something, and we could distribute food outside. The food was dropped off at the church in the morning, we sorted through the produce, which worked inside the building because nothing else was going on inside. So we would sort through all the produce, we'd put the food into packages like family-sized boxes. In the afternoon, cars would pull through the parking lot and we would drop the food in their trunk. And this just worked for our church. We felt like we were meeting a need and members of the congregation were engaged and interested. So it's been 2.5 million meals later. The other statistic that I think about often is that we are a part of providing after-school care through an after-school program at Hickory Hills Elementary School. 1 in 10 kids at Hickory Hills Elementary School comes here for after-school care, and we have been providing that after-school care for more than 35 years. So that means that we've seen kids go from being from learning English as their second language to graduating with full scholarships to Notre Dame University. Our motto as a church is this is a place where lives are changing with faith, hope, and love, because we want to be a part of God changing people's lives for the better by providing food, by providing after-school care. And now, we just continue to try and do more and more to be a blessing in this community. My proudest accomplishment isn't a diploma or a certificate or an award. During seminary, we were required to do 2 internships. One was in a congregation and one was as a chaplain. And I was a chaplain at the Metro State Women's Prison. And there I met with various incarcerated women for counseling. And one woman I met with almost every week, she was struggling a lot with guilt and shame, and really what she was after was grace and forgiveness. And I ended that summer internship not sure if she had ever found what she was looking for. But later, there were a group of students from my seminary who toured the Metro State Women's Prison, and this woman who I had been meeting with sought out that group and asked one of them if they knew me, if they knew Joe Evans. And a classmate of mine named Chris, he said, "Yeah, I know Joe." And this woman, she looks at Chris and she says, "Well, if you see him, tell him he made a difference to me." And that's my goal, to make a difference. And I certainly pray that I've made a difference I'm certainly grateful that I made a difference to her. It is a tremendous gift to me to feel like I've made a difference, been a blessing to someone. I think most of all, I hope to be a blessing to my wife Sarah and to my children, Lily and Cece. But really, my heart swells whenever I feel like I've made a difference to anyone. So on my on my headstone, I hope that it would say, "He made a difference."